Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
Gazing down on me, and I'm starting to feel like the glancing water carried me out.
Isn't this beautiful? This song is Lily, and we have the author, composer, performer with us, Max Hobbs. Hi, Max, how's it going?
Hi, how you doing? I'm good.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. We're very excited to have you with us, and we'd love to learn more about you and your music. So why don't you take the floor, please, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your music.
Yeah, sure. My name's Max. I'm a guitar player, acoustic guitar player. I've been playing since I was about 11, so about 13 years now, I think. And yeah, I got really into what's called fingerstyle, which is sort of alternative acoustic music. People like John Gom, Andy McKee. I was about 16 when that kind of took over. I used to be an electric guitar player, and then I just fell in love with all that stuff. And yeah, I kept that up, and here I am basically. So yeah, I've been doing that for a little while now, and that's the kind of style that I've stuck to.
Wonderful. Yeah. We really, truthfully, personally, really admirer of that style, and the artists promoted by Candy Red. Really, there was a huge trend at the time with these acoustic fingerstyle, around the middle of the 2000s to the 2010s, right? Would you say that's when it hit you? Would you?
Yeah, there was a real boom around about that time on YouTube, and I got totally swept up in it, and I just loved it.
I understand. I remember that time. I remember listening to Antoine Dufour, driving this kind of music that really makes your imagination fly, and really your what you're doing is really an attest to that. It's really fantastic. Tell us more about this particular song, Lily. What's the inspiration for it? A little bit of the background of the song.
Yeah, sure. I wrote Lily on a Koto guitar, which it's not my idea. I saw some guy do it on Instagram years ago, and I asked him, do you mind if I borrow that? And he said, oh, sure, but it's not my idea. So I don't know who came up with it, but it's basically you loosen all the strings off, and then you put a little slide, which is a guitar tool, this little silver tube, at the 12th fret, and it kind of sounds like a different instrument. So that's what I used for that song. And
wonderful.
Yeah, and I just started experimenting with that, added percussion, and that's how that song came about. And yeah, I wrote it at the very end of the album. It's just the last thing I wanted to add, but it ended up being my favorite song. So
really
glad I did.
It's truly really beautiful sound, and I think I've seen that video of yours, and you do a lot of like funky stuff with your acoustic guitar. Tell us a little bit more how you come up with these ideas, and you experimented with sounds like that, and you like kind of like retuning on the spot. Tell us more about that techniques.
Yeah, well, the retuning thing, I stole that from John Gum, just one for one. And I told him that when I met him. I was like, I've just completely nicked this from you. I hope that's okay. And it's basically just they're sort of banjo tuners, but they're designed for an acoustic guitar. So you can lock them and you can turn them as you're playing. So you can tune and play at the same time, which is kind of fun.
Incredible.
And yeah, it's really cool. It's just really fun to write with those kind of extra tools, you know. And I added, when I'm writing, I'll try and fill every little space with something, whether it's tuning or percussion or tapping or harmonics, and just try and make it as melodically interesting as possible, and just make it so it's fun to play. I always find the stuff I like the most that I write is the stuff that's the most fun.
Fun for yourself as well as you play, right?
Yeah, exactly. If I'm enjoying playing it and my mind just drifts off, then that's usually a good sign. It's when it's really stressful and miserable to play that it's usually not so good.
I think you're right about that. So I really love this koto sound that you obtain with this little tool, this artifact is really fantastic. Wow. So tell us, what's the day-to-day, as a fingerstyle acoustic player and singer and composer, like what's your day-to-day, like how do you progress with your music career these days? What do you do?
It's a very, very good question. If only I knew. I think, for me, TikTok's been really big. That's been huge for moving things along, and the various sort of offshoots of that, like YouTube Shorts has been really good, and Instagram Reels. That I think getting a hold of those kind of things of social media is pretty big. And beyond that, I don't really know. I wish I knew. But I think just building an audience online for me has been the biggest thing, and just being proactive. Just reaching out to people. If you want to play a gig, then let them know, and don't lose faith if they say no, and just keep at it. Be persistent would, I suppose, be the other thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Persistence is tremendously important, and believing in yourself, right? Like, how do you go about, trusting your instinct, believing in yourself, even when I guess there was a time that you were looking up towards where you wanted to be as a player, and how to keep that motivation? Can you help us understand that?
Yeah, so true. I think that's such a good point to make. Like, just having faith in yourself is huge, and just believing that what you have to offer is going to be valuable to other people. I think everyone's got something that fits into that category. It's just finding it and having faith in it. And then once you've got that, that's the hardest bit. You're sort of laughing after that, because then you just have to refine it. But yeah, just finding something that you like doing. And I think if it's good, you'll know it's good. You'll want to come back to it yourself. You'll enjoy. In my case, if I write something that's good, I enjoy listening to it. And so you just have to believe that other people will feel the same way.
Certainly, absolutely. And what's your way to know what's right? And what I mean by this is, when you are experimenting, when you're looking to create something new, there's a point that you are on your own trying to discover your own style, what's that North Star for yourself to calibrate? You know, this is where I want, what I feel I should be going. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, what I do is quite experimental by nature. I think I always think it's best to kind of, you want to make the kind of music you want to hear, but that doesn't exist, you know? And that's kind of what I tried to do. I wanted to combine fingerstyle acoustic guitar with kind of Nick Drake folk lyrics and instrumentation, and just take all my different influences and put them into something that doesn't exist yet, but that I would really like to hear, you know.
That's a great point. That's really a great point. So talking about that, when you and I would like to insist, you know, we're talking with Max Hobbs. We're listening to Lily, beautiful piece of fingerstyle acoustic guitar. And when you think of your lyrics, what do you feel is the inspiration? What are the topics that normally you're drawn to? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I studied English at uni, and so I try and I think sometimes my lyrics can be quite cerebral, or I want them to be. I want them to be better than they actually are. But I like lyrics that where you don't necessarily know what they're about. They could sort of be about multiple things, a little bit open to interpretation. You can implant your own meaning. They have meaning to me, but they're not really on the nose. I think a lot of lyrics these days they're very straightforward and to the point, which is great. And that's that's a totally valid way of writing music. But I personally prefer them to be a little bit more open to interpretation, I suppose.
I like that a lot. I like that. I know that style pretty well, and I coincide. I think it's good that they're written words, but they could mean several things depending on who's listening. I think that's pretty good and interesting, and not so simple to obtain. When do you feel you're done with a piece of music, with a song, with lyrics? How do you figure out that this is where I wanted to arrive?
That's a really good question. I think it's like that classic musician's curse, isn't it? The only person who doesn't know what the music sounds like is the person who wrote it, because you've heard it so many times, and you end up losing perspective. For me, I'm a chronic overwriter, and I keep coming back to things and changing things. I think often when it's done, I think depends, but it's usually earlier than you think it is. That point comes I think much sooner than I think it does.
Good. Okay, so you mentioned that this song is part of a full album. Is that right? Would you want to tell us more about this album itself?
Yeah, it's called Pale Moon. It's came out almost a year ago, I think now. And it's a collection of fingerstyle songs kind of combined with folk music. There's a bit of a narrative in there. And a picture of me looking very moody on the cover. So if that sounds good, then check it out.
Okay, Pale Moon. And how many songs do we find?
I can't remember. 9, I think, something like that.
Okay, about 9 songs. Beautiful.
Yeah,
definitely worth it. All right, so what's your plans? Like, what do you have for the near future in your schedule? Are you constantly playing live? What are you looking towards?
Yeah, playing live a lot. Doing a lot of social media still, and I think possibly some new music soon, ideally.
Music, wonderful. So, what area are you covering? Like, where are you playing actively? Where can we find your live concerts?
I'm in London, in and around London, and that kind of area. If you want to catch me live, and online, it's at Max Hobbs Music. If you want to see that side of things as well.
Wonderful. What would you say to people? What's different from what you find on the internet on a live performance?
Yeah, online it's super short. It's like, little 20-second, 30-second things. If it's 40 seconds, that's like a really long piece of music. And live, it's just a bit longer, and there's a bit more, sort of depth and detail. And hopefully, it's a good time as well. I'll try and make it fun for the audience. So.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Look, this is a wonderful song. Your music you're creating really has a lot of value. I love to see it when I found it, and I love to see that there are new artists that are carrying the style and creating new music with such quality as yourself. So, and I really want to thank you for making the effort to speak with us. I want to be mindful of your time as well. If there was an advice that you could give somebody who's getting started, or your younger self, what do you think that'd be?
Oh, I'd say just start. I'd say just go for it. Don't worry about do I have good enough equipment? Is my guitar good enough? Or is my piano good enough? Whatever. Am I good enough? Just do it, and you'll get better, and hopefully you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, great words. Absolutely. Everybody has to start, right? You got to start somewhere. Yeah,
exactly.
Beautiful. Look, Max Hobbs. This is Leerecs. This is a beautiful song, part of 9 songs, piece of music album, Pale Moon, and we can find Max Hobbs on the internet everywhere under Max Hobbs Music. Wonderful, thank you. This was a beautiful conversation with you. Thank you for making the effort and the time. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. And if there's anything else that you would like us to know, please tell me.
No, I think that's everything. Thanks so much for chatting.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to you, Max Hobbs, and this is Lily. We're going to enjoy a little bit more of this beautiful song and find it online and get the record, the album, Pale Moon. Until next time.
Tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.